Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and I'm going to do my Attack on Titan episode 27 review. A little late, but everything got delayed this week, obviously. So I watched episode 27 of season 2, obviously on Toonami, as well as I guess on FunimationNow as well too. I can pretty much watch it anywhere at this point right now. But I watched it on Toonami first, obviously. Okay, so this episode, I'm gonna get into it, but I can just say right now that this episode really disappointed me because this is yet the second episode where there's only one scene of the main characters, which I think is really utterly stupid. It just seems like these episodes weren't planned out at all very good. The main characters are hardly have so far yet to have been involved, and this is a 12 episode anime or a 12 episode season, and they've only had one scene in both the first two episodes of this new season. So I don't get where they're going with this, but basically this episode was basically an entire origins of Sasha, essentially. That's basically this entire episode. That's what this entire episode essentially was, with the small scenes here and there. They started off with, a couple of the hype ups, of what happened in the previous episode, showing them split up, the group split up. Then they hit to their theme song, and then we got to see, Levi, everyone, Mikasa, Armin, Eren, they're all there with the priest, and they basically say, the priest is not coming clean about the Titan because the Titans are in the walls. And they've come to the conclusion that basically the Titans are the ones that are protecting us from the Titans that are eating us. So, yeah, that's officially a thing. I don't exactly know where they're going with this one. Maybe these Titans that are protecting the wall are like Eren, and Annie. That they're human / Titans. I don't really get it. I mean, that's the only thing right now that I can think of right now. Because this guy basically in the last episode was threatened to be thrown off a cliff and die, and right, and he wasn't going to give it up. So obviously it's a huge kept secret at this point. But that's the only thing I can think of right now of this possibly being something where these Titans that are protecting the wall all this time are basically half-breeds, and maybe that's why Annie, attacks the humans. I don't know. This is just kind of my whole theory right now, but it was a really strange setup. But so as they're on the chariot, and they're talking about this priest who's hiding stuff, Eren's like, no, we need to confront him now. We need to get the information now. And they already said how they've already threatened him and stuff like that. That won't work because Levi then threatened him with a gun, and he said, I hope I don't have to use this, put a bullet through you. But and then her connection, the assistant, with the glasses, she's like, no, don't even try that. He's not gonna give it up. I tried to threaten him and it didn't work. And that was pretty much it for the main characters of the show for the rest of the episode. Honestly, I think that's stupid, but hopefully in the next 10 episodes we actually can actually see something from Eren and Mikasa, because these are the main characters of the show. And the fact that they only get one scene per episode is pretty stupid, I think. Um, but then they, switched to Sasha, who's with one of her superiors, and, he splits up, and says that her home's in the forest. And so then she goes to the forest, and the other guy goes another way. Um, and then she sees footprints, and so then she gets concerned. And then we see a flashback from, I guess, 3 years ago with her and her father. Um, she's, I guess, eating a potato. That's why we call her potato person. Sasha is potato person. But so I guess they were always like this, taking food and stuff like that. And her father said we need to get away from that because all these people, are starving, and they've been attacked by titans, and they were like, well, we shouldn't give up our way of life, for that, they're stealing our food and stuff like that. So she just doesn't have any sympathy for what he's going for, trying to, get her away from the tradition, that they've been doing for years, and they want to raise horses and stuff like this, to help people. And she don't want to do that, so she leaves. That's their little flashback thing. Because she wouldn't give up the food. She wouldn't give up the food when she was fighting him. So there was that. They also showed a flashback of Krista and Urian. I don't know how to say her name. Urian, or that the person that always is like fighting everyone. uh, yeah. Uh, her and Krista are fighting. He says to Sasha, you need to stop lying to yourself and, be you, and not pretend to be someone else. And then Krista is like, no, you don't need to do that. Don't listen to her and stuff like that. I can't get my mind off of those two being like next to each other after watching Attack on Titans Jr. They're probably not really going to be shipped together, but maybe they will. But I can't help from... No, the Attack on Titans Jr. series is a parody series. It's an OVA. But I can't stop thinking about that when she put her head towards her hip. But no, I don't think they will be for the actual series. I think that was just like a funny joke type thing that they were doing in the OVA. But they might. But I just thought, because their personalities are completely opposite, though. That's the thing, though. And this was clearly shown in this particular scene. But I couldn't get my head off of that, when I seen the Attack on Titans Jr. series. When they were doing that whole thing. Remember when she used to always protect her and stuff in the junior, and she's like, in this they're like doing the exact opposite, like where she's actually fighting her, about what she says. Where in the series she was defending her no matter what and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just kind of weird how they did that. So they show that, and then they get to the thing with Sasha. They get the thing with Sasha, right? Where she sees, this new land or whatever. It was like, when was this built? And stuff like that. And then it's deserted and stuff. And then she eventually gets into this house. Or, no, she wasn't there. Yeah, but they show this house inside where it appears this little girl is just standing there, like, just distraught. And she's just, like, I guess accepted that she's going to die. And her mother's being eaten by this Titan. But it was really weird because this Titan was an average size. Like, he was an average size. Like, he was the size of a human. He wasn't this big behemoth Titan, right? He was literally like a, he was. I mean, he was still big for a, for a human, but he wasn't that big. Like, compared to a Titan, like we normally see for Titans, he was like an average. He was like like just probably a little above a normal human size, average human normal size, but still very downgraded from a normal Titan size. And so he's in the house. He's just basically chewing on this mother. Mother's still not dead because he hasn't chewed her head off yet at this point. So then Sasha comes in and she just basically tries to cut his head off with an axe, and it's not working. I think she tried cutting it like 5 times, and she said if I don't do it now, he's going to regenerate. She eventually loses the axe, and then after that she says sorry, and then takes looking at the mother who's getting basically tortured by this Titan. She's literally getting eaten alive, and then she just basically saves the kid, and then she says we're gonna be safe, and he's just like, well, the one thing that really curated me about this is what this girl said. The first thing she said to Sasha was, "Why are you helping me?" I thought she was like, at first when she said, I was like, well, why the fuck do you, or excuse me, well, why the frig do you think she's helping you? She's trying to save you, you girl. Like, like. But then I was like, is this girl a Titan or something like that? Like, that's what I was thinking though. Like, cause like she was just so weird about everything, to Sasha the whole time. She was literally weird to Sasha the entire time. Some of her answers were just really weird responses. I was like, is this girl like a freaking Titan or something? Like, cause it just didn't add up to me, the way she was saying her answers. But then she said, everyone was killed already and stuff like that. So I guess she just accepted the fact that she was gonna die. But her answers right from the beginning were like really weird to me. Her responses. So then Sasha's gonna get the horse, and the horse decides to leave. I'll get that. I don't get that concept either. Why was the horse lazy? Was it because of the kid, or was it just because he seen the Titan and he was freaked out by it? I don't know. So then the horse leaves. So then they just start running because the Titan's coming for them now. I don't know if the Titan finished off the mother or not, or if he just decided to pursue them instead. So then he starts pursuing Sasha and the kid as they're running off. And then she eventually tells the kid to go off, and that, she's going to use these arrows to basically try to take him out. First arrow hits the neck. Second arrow, or the first arrow, I think, grazed him through the side, and then the second arrow hit the neck. Then the third arrow hit the one eye, and then she needed to hit the next eye, otherwise she was probably going to die. So instead, what she did was she just basically took the axe like a spear and just stabbed it right through the other eye to make sure it hit. So it would be blind, basically. My whole thing with that was why didn't the Titan just squeeze her to death? Even if he was blind, she's right there. She could have just squeezed him. And it looked like he was going to do that, and then she somehow snapped his neck. And that was good enough, to, you know, take out a Titan. Yeah, Titans are supposed to be strong, though. So that whole, her being able to just push the neck up, really didn't make sense to me at all. I just didn't understand that concept. She eventually runs to catch up to the kid, and she basically finds her father with the kid and a group of people. And she gets a horse from them, and he basically tells a story about, this girl saying that someone saved her, and obviously they figured out it was her. So, and then at the end, I believe she said it's good to be home and stuff like that. Yeah. And then the final scene was, which is basically going to lead to the events of the next episode, is that Kana, went to his village, and he basically seen his house basically trashed by a Titan. Like, the Titan's like all knocked out, but he's literally like, thinking the worst, that his parents are dead, and basically all his villagers are dead, and so he's freaking out, and that's probably what's going to lead to the next episode, which again has me concerned again, because this is probably going to be about him now throughout this whole episode, and not about Eren, and not about Mikasa, and not about Armin, which it should be, because they're the main characters of the show. And I just don't get what they're doing here. Not that much airtime for the main characters is very, very dumb. One scene for like a minute in 2 episodes? Like, what kind of crap is this? I don't know who was the decision making for the storyline for the anime, but I think this was very poor by whoever decided this. There's only 10 episodes left, and 2 episodes so far we have gotten hardly any of the main characters in the show, and it's been just focusing on side characters. So that has me concerned about this season already. It's still good. Well, yeah, I mean, it's good to show that, but a lot of the stuff they could have condensed down much shorter than what they did. So I'm really hoping the next episode they're going to show the main characters more in the story, because so far this is just kind of really weird how this has all been like a one-sided type thing so far, it seems. But that was the review of Attack on Titan. That was my review on episode 27 of Attack on Titan. What do you guys think of this episode? Do you guys think this was a good episode? Do you think that it was good that they explored Sasha's backstory in pretty much a whole episode, or do you think they should have shown more of the main characters in the show? Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like to see any of my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.